UFL, I had a package up. I just took it down. I had a 4% up on Birmingham at +1.5. But I believe they're -2.5 now. So it's on you what your risk tolerance is. But I gave that out to subscribers at +1.5 yesterday. And like I said, it's up to -1.5 right now. I also released 4 UFL to subscribers for Saturday. And I think one Sunday game where they're all on Saturday. I'll give you one right now. We bet Arlington -4, 4.5, and 5. So that's Arlington -4, 4.5, and 5. WNBA play, I'll share with you guys for tonight. We took Washington plus the 14.5, plus the 15 and 14.5 over Las Vegas. That number is still readily available. It opened a little bit lower at some shops, got bet up overnight, and we pounced on it then earlier this morning. Real quickly, in NHL playoffs, Edmonton, Dallas up 1-0. Steam on Edmonton +110. Wise guys think this game's a coin flip. Historically, the team that won game 1, like Dallas was able to do at home, they win game 2 in this round 62% of the time. But more importantly, the bigger sample size of all the NHL playoff rounds, exact same 62%. The team does go up, 2-0 6 out of 10 times. But wise guys don't think that'll be the case. Took the plus money on Edmonton in the NHL. Good two-way action on the side from the betting public. That's why we're not seeing real movement on the line. 6.5 pretty much everywhere. Did open 5.5. Obviously took a little bit of New York money, but I'm sure not many got down at that number. Since it's been 6.5, haven't seen any sharp accounts betting it. But we do have a difference of opinion on the total with the betting public going over 224.5, 225. Wise guys went under as soon as this total opened. So we had the over in game 1. Sharps come back and bet the under in game 2. I think we lost both. Wasn't that the side? We lost both. We had Indiana and the Knicks and under, I think, in that first game. It went Indiana and over. So Sharps coming back with the under again after losing in game 1 there. Historically, Indiana, a team up 1-0 in this round, believe it or not, they only lose game 2 about 40% of the time. So it's not like where a team in the Knicks position where they lose game 1, they got their backs against the wall, don't want to go down 2-0. Usually come back and easily win. Not in this round for whatever reason. Because when you zoom out a little bit and look at all the playoff rounds from the opening round to the finals, a team in the Knicks position does really well in this spot. Historically, a team like Indiana only wins about 25% of the time after winning game 1 in all the rounds. Now, we saw in this last round, probability was bucked. It was about 22, 23%. Remember, those road teams went up 2-0 in both series. That bumped up the historical results a little bit higher than that 22, 23%. Now it's up to like 24, 25%. But still, historically, team like Indiana does not do well in this game 2. Again, but for whatever reason, they do a little bit better in this round. And I think that's why you're seeing a little bit more Indiana money than Knicks money, which again is surprising. But public's been betting a lot of dogs in the NBA playoffs, and that continues a little bit, but not much risk. And like I said, the wise guys are going to eliminate any risk on the total, at least early money. Now, later, if the money keeps coming in on the over, obviously the books are going to be hoping that the Sharps are right with the under in game 2, unlike game 1 where they scored, 260 plus points in overtime. Real quickly, Major League Baseball, a couple steam plays, laid the chalk with Atlanta. By chalk, I mean they started betting it at -135, didn't stop betting it till about -160. So there was a lot of opportunities to scalp along the way. The only time I saw any scalp is when it got up to like 175, 180 at some places. You saw some take back on the dog, which is automatic. You have that kind of scalp, you have to take it. Otherwise, it's just been all Atlanta. 961 over 8, all the way up to -130. And then laid -110 to go over 8.5. So strong feeling on the over 8 8.5 on Arizona, St. Louis. Forgive me, that's game 961. I'll give you game 967 also. Nice little dog, Cleveland, plus 125, all the way down to plus 115. And give you a first 5 as well. 1956, Washington, minus 130, 135. First 5 only. So that's some baseball for you. Some NHL, some NBA, some WNBA, and some UFL as well.
Let's go to the Wager Talk free picks page. We got Pacers plus 6. This is from Dwayne Bryant. Game 2 home favorites off of a game 1 loss are 6-5 straight up and 3-8 ATS. So he's warning us about the zigzag theory. Don't just blindly bet the zigzag theory. Ralph is 2-1 on no run first inning plays on this show. I'm going to give out another one, but if you've cashed on those, don't play it. Take your profits and run. Rangers, White Sox, no run first inning. Texas, 4-0 run on no run first innings. They have not scored a first inning run in 7 games. White Sox, no runs in the first inning their last 4 games. Biggest day of the auto racing year. Every year I do this because we have the Indy 500, we have the Formula One race at Monaco, and the NASCAR race. I give out a play in each one. Let's do it. Takuma Sato, minus 130 over Rosenqvist. Sato qualified second, half second average faster. I know you can't take a ton away from qualifying. I think Sato is going to be there at the end. Formula One, here's a prop. Winning margin less than 6 seconds. This is Monaco. It's going to be a chaotic race because they're making them do 2 pit stops instead of 1. These cars are follow the leader at Monaco. You cannot pass. It's going to be a pack. Take winning margin less than 6 seconds. NASCAR, Alex Bowman, top 10. Top 10 finishes at Phoenix, Las Vegas, Miami, and Kansas. Those are all big ovals. This is a 600-mile race at Charlotte. He finished in the top 10 at this race last year.
So I'll just be real quick with this, man. Semifinals this weekend. The play that I submitted, obviously, with you, with clients, absolutely love that play. We deemed it good enough to be up there with a 4%. We're typically looking at like 2% and 3% plays. So this is one that I like quite a bit. You can check out over at Andy's page. The one we'll give out for free, though, here, man. We're going to player props. This one available at a couple different of the bigger books, so to speak. And we're looking at the lacrosse. We got Syracuse taking on Maryland here. Guys, I mean, Maryland has absolutely owned Syracuse. 7 straight losses for Syracuse against this Maryland Terps team. Most recently, 11-7 loss earlier this year. But just because they own them, just because they're under machines, doesn't mean there's still some value to be had in the prop market. And that's why we're looking at Owen Hiltz. Owen Hiltz of Syracuse to go over 4.5 shots on goal. I won't belabor the point. It's simple. He's gone over this half of the games that they've played this year. Oh, that's not really a high percentage. Yeah, well, when he plays against top flight competition, that's where you see his shots absolutely jump up. When he's playing against top 10 teams, he's typically looking at 8 or more shots. If they want to hang around with Maryland, the team that absolutely owns them, Owen Hiltz, their stud attackman, has to be involved. And honestly, Andy, this number should be like 5.5, right? So when you're looking at props, you're looking for edges. And sometimes it's a half point. When you're getting a full point, that's where it starts elevating to, this should probably be a play for me. Then it's, well, you're betting props. Is it minus 135? Is it minus 145? Does the juice kill you? No, we're getting a point of value, in my opinion, and it's only minus 110.
So
minus
don't play it at
110
when it moves.
5.5. I if you're going to play it, it has to be plus money.
When we're breaking down game 1, every analyst got it wrong. I was amazed. I could not believe how many different talking heads missed the 2 most important things that happened in the final minute of regulation and the final minute of overtime between the Knicks and the Pacers. Everybody got it wrong. How did Indiana do it? Miracle? Impossible? It's like nobody actually watches basketball. I watch it every friggin' night. What happened? A dude got hot. That's what happened. You see that in the NBA or college sometimes. A guy gets hot, like Aaron Nesmith did with 3 straight triples. But the biggest thing in the final minute, in the final seconds, was Coach Tibbs' decision to intentionally foul up 3. That failed. I'm no fan of the strategy. It's bad for basketball, and I was glad to see it failed, and nobody talked about it. They intentionally fouled up 3. Guess what? Didn't work. That's one of the many reasons why you don't do it. The biggest play of the game, however, came in overtime, not in regulation, obviously. Regulation when with the crazy bounce and it dropped in. And it was a rock fight in OT, back and forth. Knicks up 4, Pacers up 1, Knicks up 1. Now there's less than a minute left. Knicks are up 1, less than a minute left. Halliburton missed the 3. Knicks can control clock. They can go up 2 possessions with a bucket. Instead, Mitchell Robinson sat there and watched the ball, and Obi Toppin came in and freaking slammed it. The biggest play of the game. Now, I know the Knicks scored after that, but that play changed the complete trajectory of the final minute. So it was the intentional foul, and it was Mitchell Robinson not boxing out. Nobody talked about either one. Okay. So, in my opinion, that's what went down. Now, everyone's calling game 1, obviously, the Reggie Miller game. Like I said, biggest bet of my life at the time. And here's the beauty of it. True story. I watched it go down sitting on the couch while I was mocking my bookie buddy sitting right next to me. And to this day, Reggie Miller is his favorite NBA player of all time. That being said, true story, 1995 Ann Arbor. I was there and I bet it. Now, what the F do we do with game 2? Looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen right now, this line's bounced around this morning. It was as high as 7 at some books this morning. It was as low as 5.5. I'm seeing 6 right now. We're seeing under money coming in, 224.5, the current prevailing total. And by the way, get a free 7-day trial, oddslogic.com/Teddy. Check out our live odds product. It's free. And I think once you start using it, you'll like it. Again, oddslogic.com/Teddy. Of course, we appreciate those likes, those comments, those follows very, very much. We talk about the pace. And the Knicks ran with Indiana in game 1. Pace was fast. Both teams hit 51% from the floor. Good shooting. They combined for 49 made free throws. Lots of free throw attempts, lots of fouls. They combined for 26 threes. They combined for 112 points in the paint. Hard to imagine we're going to see anything better than that all series. Maybe there might be a raining threes game, but 49 made free throws is a lot. 112 paint points is a lot. Both teams hitting 51% of the floor is hard, and both these teams play defense. So we're supposed to lean under, right? I'm not leaning under here. Why? Because the Knicks were successful running with Indiana. They're up 17 in the fourth quarter. They're up 14 with under 3 to play. They're up 9 in the final minute. They're going to look at film and say, hey, that worked. And of course, the Pacers are going to push pace. It's what they do. Lean here is going against the money. I like the over in this game. When it comes to the side, well, before I talk about the side, let me promote for just a minute. 30-day all access right now, $1.99. You take $100 off. Just use promo code Teddy199 at checkout. Again, Teddy199 at checkout. Get you $100 off, 30-day all access. That's every play, every day, baseball and basketball. You get through the end of the finals. And of course, that summer celebration special is a great deal. Memorial Day through Labor Day, $579. Obviously, if you buy it today, you'll get all the plays through Memorial Day absolutely free. So 2 great deals right now. 1 month for $199, promo code Teddy199, and that summer celebration special, which gets you everything through Labor Day. We talk about the side here, and again, Reggie Miller game, Indiana stole game 1 at MSG, and game 2 of that series, and by the way, I double or nothing again with my bookie. The Knicks won by 19 and covered wire to wire in that contest. This Pacers team isn't that Pacers team, though. Indiana on the highway since losing game 3 at Milwaukee, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread, +4, +8.5, +6, +8.5, +4.5, all straight up wins. The Knicks at MSG this postseason, 3-4 straight up, 5 tries as home favorites, 2-3 ATS. Knicks off a loss in the playoffs. They beat Detroit by 2. They beat Detroit by 3. They beat Boston by 8, but that was the game where Tatum got hurt. The Celtics were alive. That was a 1-point game with 5 to play, and then Tatum got hurt, and it changed the trajectory. And they blew out the Celtics in game 6 when Boston had nothing left. But really, 3 of the 4 games off a loss for the Knicks this postseason have been highly competitive. Can't lay with the Knicks here. Indy and over. One of those 2 was the client play. You got it here for free.
You got Freddie Peralta going for Milwaukee, and he squares off against Paul Skeens, an absolute phenom for the Pittsburgh Pirates until that rookie contract is over and he becomes a Dodger or a Yankee. but that's another story for another day, is the life of a Pittsburgh Pirate fan. You're going to see Skeens in his last start. He was back to his dominant self. And what I'm talking about is he went 8 innings and he allowed just 1 run. More importantly, and this is the dominant part, he had 9 strikeouts to just 1 walk. If you go back to the 3 starts before that, he had some control issues. You always know that Skeens is going to be, out there mowing them down, but he had walked 11 batters over 17 innings in those 3 previous starts. So he's back. I expect another good game from him. Freddie Peralta, you look at him, he's been razor sharp all year. He's had 10 starts. 9 of the 10 starts, he's held the opponents to 3 runs or less. Why am I making a big deal about that 3 runs or less? Well, you got the Pittsburgh Pirates who have struggled to score runs all year. And so many times Skeens goes out there and throws a good game and gets no run support. And people always say that, hard luck pitcher, he's so good and he doesn't get run support. What happens so often is that when the other team is squaring off against the team's ace, that pitcher gets pumped up too, okay? And Skeens being, the phenom that he is, Freddie Peralta is going to come to the mound tonight in the right mindset, and he's going to want to go toe-to-toe with Skeens. So with that said, the way he's pitched all year, the way the Pirates have struggled offensively all year, there's only one way for me to go. The team total on the Pirates tonight is 3.5 runs. I'm going under. And I'm hoping to see a classic pitcher's duel. And in a perfect world for me as a Pirate fan, 1-0 Pittsburgh. We'll take that win. But we're going to go under 3.5 runs for the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight as play number 1.
The Dodgers and the Mets. Dodgers started off like banshees, kind of cooled off now, but it's baseball. How do you break down the Dodgers and the Mets?
Yeah, the Dodgers, and I can tell you, any bookmaker that I've done shows with this week, and I asked them, they're usually crying whenever it comes to talking about the Dodgers winning and covering the run line. Man, they were happy last weekend when they got swept by the Angels. They made back all that money from the bettors. But now the Dodgers head out to East Coast road trip. And after losing those 4 games in a row to the Angels, they've now won 2 in a row. So I think you're going to see the Dodgers have a successful road trip. But I have concerns tonight. They are going to be facing a Mets team that's returning home off of a 6-game road trip. I generally don't like teams when they return home for that first game of the homestand, but this is going against the Dodgers. They're not going to be flat or distracted. Plus, they had yesterday off. They are going to be facing Clayton Kershaw, who made his first start over the weekend. This is a guy that, he's been around forever. He's been great. But, Father Time is catching up to Kershaw. And that first start was not good. He was hit for 5 runs in 4 innings. The bigger concern for me is that he just wasn't dominant in that in any of the facets. And the fact that he had to go 83 pitches over just 4 innings is a bit of a concern. So what I'm going to look here, I do expect him to be better in his second start of the season, but he's got a long way to go to catch up to who he's going to be facing tonight. Griffin Channing for the Mets has been solid all year. He's allowed 2 runs or less in 8 of his 9 starts this year. And at this point of the season, him being in midseason form, Kershaw trying to catch up after starting the season on the DL. There's only one way I can look at this game, and that is to look at a first 5-inning wager. I don't want to have the bullpens involved in here. I don't want any late-inning heroics out of the Dodgers to beat me. I'll go ahead and take the Mets in this one. First 5-inning wager. I think we're getting value on the Mets with this pitching matchup because, even though the Mets have been playing well this year, it's the Dodgers that they're playing. So there's a built-in bias to the line with the Dodgers. And even though Kershaw's at the backside of the career, it's still the name. He still gets some respect from the bookmakers to the casual bettor. So I think the value in this game is to take the Mets first 5 innings, take the bullpens out of it, enjoy the first 5 innings. Let's cash the ticket, and then whatever happens the rest of the way, we don't care.